Hello guys, in this video I just wanted to let you know about one of the Microsoft technology that is Windows Virtual Desktop. So what is Windows Virtual Desktop? Windows Virtual Desktop is a desktop and app virtualization service that runs on the cloud. If you say more specifically, it is on Microsoft Azure. If you are unfamiliar with the virtual desktops, you might wonder how a virtual desktop works. For the user, it's essentially the same as any other desktop. But a virtual desktop allows employees or users access to their work computers remotely. So the operating system and personal data are stored on a network which can be located anywhere using unique login credentials instead of locally on the PC itself or other computing devices. So there are lots of benefits from virtual desktops nowadays. So a desktop or a laptop is a standard, but if you are looking for the added convenience of browsing your work desktop with a tablet or smartphone or any another device that can connect to the internet, that is a possibility as well. The beauty of this technology is that there are multiple ways to set up a virtual desktop. So a standard computer is best run through a desktop as a service that is called DAS, DAAS, to host the online server. So more portable hardware such as an iOS, Android or Chromebook can benefit from cloud-based virtual desktops. Using many different operating systems such as Windows, Linux, iOS and Android can optimize a workstation for a completed task. So in this video you have a full overview of this technology, like how it works, what is the technology, so and so in detail. So just watch full video. I'm sure you will like, because it is very beneficial in coming days where you know that cloud technology, there will be everywhere it is now, and there will be no traditional technology maybe after some time, maybe after 1 or 2 years. So everywhere is now in cloud. So just watch this video and I'm sure you will like it, and you will wait for next video, because I'm not sure if I'm able to complete on one video for this full overview of this technology. Maybe I will upload next video. If it is too long, I will upload the next video as a part 2. So guys, just watch this video, and I'm sure you like it. And put your comments. If you have any feedback, you can put it on the comments. And also, if you like this video, this technology, you can just share this with your friends, and also subscribe my channel for the latest updates, latest uploads, latest videos from my channel. So thank you guys. Just watch this full it's kind of training video. Okay,
I like to take a few minutes here to set up the right context for the entire program. This module is fundamentals of Windows Virtual Desktop. First, we will discuss about what is Windows Virtual Desktop. What are the different scenarios where Windows Virtual Desktops could be the right choice for the organizations. Then we will talk about the high-level architecture of Windows Virtual Desktop. Later, we rely on complex RDS infrastructure. RDS is nothing but remote desktop services, which is powered by Windows Server operating system. Or you had to rely on third-party VDI infrastructure such as Citrix or VMware Horizons, and there are many products. So the biggest challenge is you have to provide individual virtual machines for each users, or your users have to work with the server-based virtualization. So when I say server-based virtualization, which is nothing but a desktop experience enabled on the Windows server. So that again bringing lot of compatibility challenges, especially with Office applications and many other applications. So now you have a great choice, which is Windows Virtual Desktop. So Windows Virtual Desktops enable you to deliver a great desktop virtualization experience along with Office 365 Pro Plus. So by having the Windows Virtual Desktop solution implemented on your infrastructure, you can gain many benefits. For example, you can reduce your IT overhead because now we support Windows 10 multi-session. Also, there is no complex RDS infrastructure required. You can also gain built-in security features because basically which are coming from the Microsoft 365 packages. And also you can reduce your licensing cost because we support now multi-session, and also there is no complex RDS infrastructure required, that eventually bringing those benefits. Also, finally, you can leverage the Azure features such as auto scaling, Azure files, many other Azure integration services, because the Windows Virtual Desktop is running on the Azure platform. So you can completely leverage the features like a multi-factor authentication, Azure auto scaling, scalability requirements. It is very easy to now plug into the Azure services. So definitely moving forward, moving to Windows Virtual Desktop is going to be the great choice for any organizations. Let us take a look at each of these benefits and understand in details. First, Windows Virtual Desktop is the only multi-session Windows 10 experience. Let us try to understand what is Windows 10 multi-session. So Windows 10 multi-session is an exclusive feature of Windows Virtual Desktop, which means multiple users can connect to the single virtual machine, which eventually leading to the various benefits such as licensing and cost benefits. So you just need to ensure your underlying virtual machine have the right compute power so that the single VM can handle the multiple user sessions. That's the Windows 10 multi-sessions. Next, enable the optimization for Office 365 Pro Plus, which means when you provision a Windows Virtual Desktop host pool, you do have an option to choose the images. You can find the images like Windows 10 multi-session or Windows 10 multi-session with Office 365 Pro Plus, which is actually more optimized for the Office workloads. So when you have the Office 365 Pro Plus images, you will have a very seamless Office experience. Now, migrate your existing Windows Server environment to the Azure. So RDS is the traditional remote desktop service that we have been using for a long time. Especially most of our on-premise customers must have the RDS solution to support the application virtualization or server virtualization services. Then why should we migrate? What are the benefits that we are going to receive, right? So one of the greatest benefits that they can receive by migrating the RDS to the Windows Virtual Desktop is that they can leverage the cloud potentials such as Windows 10 multi-session, Azure files, FS logic, and there are many other benefits. So Azure file, it's a cloud-based massive scalable file share where you can securely store your user profile data. Now FS logic integration. So FS logic is a profile containerization tool. You can detach the user profile information from the operating system. So whenever you log into any machines, you will get a seamless experience because your profile is currently detached from the operating system. So that we will be talking about the profile management in the second module. So finally, deploy and scale in a minutes. So WVD solution is very easy to set up. You can leverage the cloud automations principles to have the scaling requirements, and you can easily scale up, you can easily scale down as per your demand. Let's move on. Now let us look at some of the real-time scenarios where you can use the Windows Virtual Desktop solutions. So security and regulations. In Windows Virtual Desktops, all your user data is securely stored in the Azure cloud. So it helps you to meet your data privacy, governance, compliance, and industry regulations, especially for those who are into the financial services. So you no need to worry about your data being going out. Now, elastic workforce. Assume if the companies have to go through some acquisitions and merger scenarios where you may have some additional capacity. With the power of Azure Cloud, you no need to worry about underlying virtual desktop infrastructure. You can easily set up the Windows Virtual Desktop solution. It can quickly scale up, it can quickly scale down as and when you have a demand. Now, specific employees or mobile workforce. So let's say you bring some seasonal employees to meet some immediate requirements, or you are hiring some contractors regularly for short period of time, and they may wanted to bring their own devices such as iPad or Android or any other personal computing devices. So in that scenario, WVD could be the right choice for your organization. So as you no need to buy any additional hardware for those contractors or the temporary workers, also you don't worry about the data being leaked outside because the data always resides in your organization boundary. Now, specialized workload. So imagine a scenario where your engineering team members occasionally require some very high compute power, only certain period of time. So especially when they wanted to do some designing activities using the 3D applications or some CAD products, right? So you could simply use Windows virtual desktops with high-end configuration. So you pay for the time only when you use such high computing power. So instead of procuring the high-end computing power or high-end machine for your entire team. So this is definitely going to make a lot of sense. So that's not only bringing the efficiency, but also adding a lot of cost benefits. So now let us look at some of the other technical benefits by having the Windows Virtual Desktop solution. So you can leverage Azure Cloud Services, especially to meet your scalability requirements or your data residency requirement by having the Azure files. And there are many other services. Windows 7. So Windows 7 is officially end of support, and you can still have your Windows 7 running inside the Windows Virtual Desktop. You can still receive the extended security update only for those Windows 7 which are running inside the Windows Virtual Desktop. Now, the next option, it is well integrated with the Microsoft 365 suites so that you can leverage the security benefits such as multi-factor authentication, conditional access, and various other security features such as Windows Defender, ATP Defender, and many other benefits which are part of the M365 suites. So overall, your organizations can benefit from many aspects. So overall, what I can say here is your employees can stay productive, and it is going to simplify the management experience and provisioning experience, data governance activities. Also, it is going to reduce the overall cost. Finally, Windows virtual desktops can empower your IT to transform the workplace to the modern workplace. So now let us quickly look at the licenses that are required to have a Windows virtual desktop solution. There are two aspects. You can run your client operating system, and also you can have a server operating system. First, let's look at the client operating system. So many of our customers are already having the Microsoft 365 products or Windows 10 Enterprise or Windows 10 Education licenses. In case if you have any of these licenses, Microsoft 365 E3 or Windows 10 Enterprise E3 or Windows 10 Education E3 or Windows 10 VDA per user, you are already eligible to have a Windows Virtual Desktop solution. No other licensing is required other than what you are seeing it here. Just in case if you wish to host the Windows Server operating system as part of your WVD solution, then you should have a RDS CAL license with software assurance. So also from the compute perspective, you have to consider the Azure consumption cost. For example, the number of VMs running, the storage cost, and the networking cost that you have to consider when it comes to the WVD solution. Having said that, we almost cover the overview of Windows Virtual Desktop. Before we move on to the architecture, let's quickly look at the difference between RDS and Windows Virtual Desktop. It is better to understand the difference between RDS and WVD as there are a lot of similarities between both of them. So let's look at the RDS solution. So to have a RDS solution, you should have a RDS license with software assurance. And also you should have a server operating system licenses. And also there are a lot of limitations in terms of the user profile related activities. For example, you can't have a OneDrive integrations, and also it doesn't work with several user profile related applications. And the other the biggest complexity is you have to manage the complete RDS infrastructure. So when I say RDS infrastructure, it is the RDS broker service, the web access, and there are several components that's part of the RDS solution. Now, if you look at the Windows Virtual Desktop, all you need is you should have a Microsoft 365 license or the Windows Enterprise licenses. So now, here the biggest advantage here is it is supporting the Windows 10 multi-session support, and also to address all the user profile related issues, we have a FS Logic solution that makes your Windows Virtual Desktop experience very seamless. And finally, RDS infrastructure, the broker, the web access, all such platform, which is completely managed by Microsoft. You no need to worry about the managing the backend infrastructure. I hope this gave some idea to clear some of the confusions between the RDS and the WVD solutions. That's bring to an end of overview of Windows Virtual Desktop. So now let us look at the high level architecture of Windows Virtual Desktop solutions.